All right, we're going to review how we can write our linear equations in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. And so when we're given the slope and the y-intercept, we simply plug it in. The slope here is 1/3, so y equals 1/3 x plus b, that y-intercept is right here, the -5. We simply plug that into the formula each time. If we're given a graph, even with nothing written, we can find the slope and the y-intercept from the graph and use that to plug it into the slope-intercept formula. So the y-intercept is right here, where the line crosses the y-axis. The y crosses at -1, and so we plug that into the formula there, and then we must find the slope. And so we find 2 points. Remember, we need 2 points to find a slope, and then we count down 2 to the right 5. And so change in y divided by change in x. So we get -2/5 is the slope. And so here we go, plug and play. Y equals -2/5 x minus 1. Once again, we can get slope-intercept form if we start with standard form. Remember, standard form is that ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers. And so we have a positive 4x right now being added to the 2y, so we subtract it from both sides. The x term comes first, so that's why it's written here, -2y equals -4x plus 14. This was a positive 14. And remember, we subtracted the 4x's from both sides. So -2y equals -4x plus 14. And then y is being multiplied by -2, so we divide both sides by -2. And we get y equals 2x minus 7. Notice that we can now look at the equation without even graphing and see the slope of this line is 2, and the y-intercept is -7. If we're given a point and a slope, we can use this and plug it into the point-slope formula. Notice that we already have the slope. The only thing we're really missing for point-slope formula is the y-intercept. And so to find that, we plug this in. And all this point-slope formula really is the formula for slope rearranged. Instead of y minus y over x minus x equals m, we've just multiplied the change in x over to the other side. So we plug in the point here in the x and y positions, and we get y minus 3 equals -3 times x plus 1. We distribute, just do some simple algebra now. We add the 3 to both sides. Notice that the y-intercept this time is 0, but when we write an equation in simplest form, we don't write plus 0, but we do need to be aware that the y-intercept here is 0. Then the slope is, as we stated, -3. And finally, when we have 2 points, all we need to do is use those 2 points to find the slope. Using the same slope formula, we do the change in y, -13 minus -7, so -13 plus 7. And then we do divided by the change in x, start from the same point, 8 minus -4 is 8 plus 4. -6 over 12 simplifies to -1/2. Plug that slope into the same point slope formula. And we simplify, distribute, and simplify. Subtract the 7 from both sides, and we see that the slope is -1/2, as we found, and the y-intercept is -9. And that's it. That's a quick review of all the ways that we've learned over the past 2 weeks to get an equation in slope-intercept form of a line.